family that prays together, stays together. My name is Imbisigo Elements, Semian of the congregation of Holy Cross. I would like to share with you about building strong family relationships. When I talk about this, I mean how best we can build strong bonds and connections so that each and every member of the family can experience that sense of belonging. A person can be free to express his or her emotions, opinions, and ideas in the family. It is all about having a family that is experiencing joy, love, peace, and harmony. And there are different ways on which the family can build strong relationships. The first one is prayer. As we always say that the family that prays together stays together. Prayer is a strong tool for the family. It is a source of strength, a source of love, joy and peace, a source of communion. When the family sits together, there's that physical and spiritual communion that happens. And God gives you the graces when you pray together as the family. That prayer strengthens you as the family and is also a source of healing. You may be having misunderstandings, say between spouses, but that time you gather to pray, there's that healing that comes in. The other is effective communication. I know these days, most of you spouses stay far from each other, but it's always very important to keep in touch with each other, endeavor to call, to check on him, on her, and see how your spouse is doing. If you spend much time without talking to your spouse, or if your wife texts you and you don't respond, she may live in suspense. She may think that you have gotten another wife, or you have checked her. So it is always very important to have that effective communication, to remain in touch with each other. If your children are working, are studying far from home, endeavor to check on them. If not, a phone call, visit them, see how they are doing. That communication keeps you in touch and that bonds you together. Another one is quality time. As a family, always have time. Sit together. Share the ideas. Look at the values that you want your children to live. The expectations that you have as the family. Share the challenges you are facing. And also celebrate good moments. Sometimes you may find that even on Christmas, as a family, you don't have time to sit and celebrate. On Easter, it is always very important as a family to gather and share ideas, celebrate joys, celebrate successes of the family. It is also a good moment for the family members to resolve conflicts. Also a time for members to reconcile. For example, as a couple, if possible, if you have the means, go for lunch out or for a drink. That time refreshes you. Another one is listening. It is always very important to listen to one another in the family, as spouses, also as parents. Your children need listening. Sometimes your children may be experiencing hardships. but they need your attention. They need you to give them time to listen to them. Listen to one another in the family, and then have mutual respect. Respect the ideas of your spouse. When you find your spouse in a mistake, don't judge her. Ask him, and then listen to why that mistake has happened, or to why that mess has happened. The same case to the parents and children. Listen to your children. Sometimes children are even forced to do courses which they cannot manage. If a child says, I'm unable to do this course, dig out the reasons why that child is saying so. Listening is very important in the family. Another aspect is appreciation. Learn to say thank you to one another, to each other in the family. Sometimes we complain a lot and forget the great things that our family members have done to us. It becomes a temptation when all the moment. It becomes bad when you are always complaining. Your wife cooks for you food. Instead of appreciating, you complain. Maybe the salt is not enough, or it is much. But thank her for having cooked for you the meal. If the husband buys for you a dress, say thank you. Children, if the parents do something, however little it might be, show signs of gratitude. Parents, if your children achieve something, appreciate them. That appreciation brings a smile on one's face. Another point is be empathetic. Always put yourself in the shoes of your spouse, in the shoes of your children, especially in hard moments. Jesus is a good example. He was always with the people who are suffering, the people who are struggling, and that brought joy, brought healing to many who were broken, to many who were wounded. Another one is teamwork. It is always very important as the family to work together as a team, not each individual working on his or her own. As a couple, endeavor to gather your knowledge, to gather your efforts, because I know that each one of us has been given different talents. But when you bring all the talents together, you make a better family. You do great things in the family. Another thing, always give your children freedom. Sometimes you find that you are so strict. Parents are so strict. And when you become so strict, that is a way you block the growth of your children, because you don't allow them to express their ideas, to express their emotions. Sometimes you stop your children from interacting with their friends, and when they grow up, you find that they find it very hard to relate with other people. But if you have given them the freedom to relate freely with other people, so long as they are good people they are relating with, it's good for their growth, because it is through learning that relationship in the family that they will go out and relate well with other people. Dear listeners, as a family, you need to always ensure that there are strong bonds that bind you together. Keep united, because these days there is a lot of family breakages. Family are breaking each and every day. People are divorcing, couples are separating. So it's high time for you to look for the ways to ensure that you have strong relationships in the family. A world at prayer is a world at peace.